Okay, it's recording. So, just got out of the shower, still have wet ears. And I've had a few drinks tonight. I've had exactly 5. And by tonight, I mean within the last half hour. And I realized something when I was in the shower. I'm sitting here, scrubbing my head with shampoo. It doesn't need shampoo. But I can get away with soap up to about here. And then it just feels weird wearing regular soap back here on the scrub. And so I washed the soap off and I did the shampoo, but that's beside the point. I'm sitting there thinking my 10-year-old daughter just turned 10. She went from 9 to 10. And she'd been talking about her birthday party for probably a month. And so I'm thinking it's been a few weeks now about asking her, is 10 all it's cracked up to be? And that's my perspective. 10-year-olds don't think, gosh, I'm a 10-year-old now. It wasn't everything I thought it'd be. Because they don't know what it's supposed to be. And, you know, it's not a huge difference, really. But I got to thinking, what if I mean, this is who I am. I'm kind of a delayed person. I'm thinking, after a couple months after every birthday, I'm going to think, gosh, she's 14. She would turn 14 2 months ago. Is 14 everything you thought it was going to be cracked up to be? And I'm like, oh gosh, am I going to repeat that every year of her life? And what if someone did that in your life? Every year, 2 months after your birthday, someone said, hey, is 35 everything you thought it'd be cracked up to be? And they can eventually, there's some point where they just go to decades, you know, save some time because no one cares about when you get older. Is 40 everything you thought it was going to cracked up to be? And at this point, time's in a lapse. It doesn't matter. You're like, my 30s up to 40 or 40 on. You know, who cares? It's all the same. But you never know. It might make an impact. There's weird things like that I mean, people that I ran into in grocery stores and people I run into now. And I usually distinguish them by talking weird or having some massive scar on their head that sticks through their hair, and they're looking at me kind of like this, and you can kind of tell, okay, this person probably had a major cranial injury at some point, so a grain of salt with everything they say. But you know, there's always those people. I'm going to be that person to my kid for sure. But I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, it stays in the family, right? So I'm just going to bug my kids. I ain't going to go out and bug no one else about this. Sure, you know, there's a crap load of people out there. I don't give a shit about them. True. But talking about family, there's a family member here that helped me out with something here. Now I'm a human advocate when it comes to drinking. I've gotten 5 in the last hour, something like that, because I'm going to try and go to bed. Don't sleep very well sometimes. You know, I count to 10, blackout. Don't matter after that. Not that that happens very often. But I had a family member when I was going to school. You know. My ex-wife, I was newly married, young 20s, I'm going to go get the world. And so what do I need for my math class? I need a calculator, like not just an abacus. Got to get out of the stone cave and the chalk markings, and I got to go get me something that does graphs. And so I go down there, and the teacher syllabus, because I can read, it says, minimum needed T83, Texas Instrument, graphing calculator. So I'm thinking, okay, T83, and then I see 4 calculators to the right, T89 titanium, and I don't have any idea what that means. I in fact later took a 1-credit class on graphing calculators. I thought it would be an easy 8, and it was. So I get the calculator, and then I'm no longer doing this. I'm all up in the business, you know, graphing calculator stuff like that. But it turns out that I got this for like the Math 1050 class or something like that. And then I take the 1-credit class, and it teaches me how to put every computer thing in there to solve every problem from the 1010 class. I could have done all my basic algebra on this. It would have gave me the answer. If I just would have put in that answer, it would have gave it to me. The sad thing is, that was when I was a kid. My kids, when they grow up, they got their phones. You can do this with the phone now. You can take a picture of your algebra problem, and it'll solve it for you. Now that's kind of jacked up. Now the sad thing is I don't know if my kids are going to turn anything out like me, but history shows a significant portion of them do eventually find themselves back on the abacus system, because that's where I'm at right now. 1, 2, 3, 5. Good. So there's your math equations out the window. You don't need to get into that whole diagramming and something like that. But you got to do it to get through college, and college is important. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I didn't have my degree. That's my knee I'm scratching. Now I get to devote all my time into how I'm going to make my face look. Am I going to do a goatee? Am I going to stick with the beard? Am I going to shave my head? Or am I going to give in to partial baldness? So, it's funny. You come into life with all these worked up ambitions, and then you kind of settle down. And then you're like, who gives a shit? You start worrying about other things. That's all. Thank you. Have a good night.